All right, guys. Good afternoon. Wow, it's almost 12:30. Good afternoon, guys. What's going on? How you guys doing? I don't know if my mic is clear. I don't know if the audio is good. I'm going to have to wait for the audience to get in, and then we start from there. Okay, so I have one person on board already. So let's start with the mic check. Hi, guys. How is my mic? Is it loud enough? Is it clear? I'm actually not using this mic today because it's refusing to pair with my iPad. So I got a new Apple iPad, and this is the first time I'll be using it for live. Still struggling to make it connect. So please, guys, let me know if the audio is good enough, if it is manageable enough where you are. I expect it to be anyway, but I just need confirmation. Please drop a comment to let me know. We're still on the drive of raising fund for our trip to the AFCON. Please support us as much as you can because it's really difficult for us. But I want to touch a bit. A lot of people have been asking me, Daffy, we know that you did a video for this, but you need to enlighten us more. You need to talk to us more. Why haven't you done a video about it? Why haven't you done this or done that? And like I always say, I would, I'm not one of those people who like to do breaking news because from the get, wait, before I even go on talking, please, guys, can you tell me in the comment section if the the microphone is clear. Whoa, so I was looking somewhere else. Okay, it's clear, it's loud and clear. Thank you very much, everyone, for that. So once again, I say good afternoon. My name is Edafe Matthias. You're gonna enough to come with the Legbota One Sports. Let's have a talk on this. Hey, Professor is here. Professor Rotary, it's been a while, Onevu. How's Florida, how's family, how's work and everything. And to every one of you who's out here. So let's talk a bit on this. On the thumbnail of this video, you will see the Talanta Stadium in Kenya. And I've been doing a few investigations because I want to spend money that I don't have to go have a sit down with the NFF, the NFF president, the NFF secretary general, the chairman of the committee that awarded the contract to build the mini stadium in 2000 in Berenikebi, and the one in Ogborodo in Delta State, and then the one in Aussie College. And I want to also check the costs, what it costs them to do. But there's something I want to first and foremost disabuse. I want to, if you're in my community, I expect that people in my community would have common sense. People in my community would know some basic things. You know why? Because we discuss football. Sorry, St. Louis. I keep forgetting. Like, why do I keep forgetting? I've made this mistake before. And then we talked about St. Louis, the serial killer state back in the day. And and sometimes when I see people sending me DM, I say, oh, because NFF are your people, you don't want to talk about this matter. One, first off, there's nobody in the NFF that's my people. I don't like anybody in the NFF. Even when Amaju was there, I'm one of his worst critics. So bad that he called a meeting in Warri, called me for a meeting in a hotel, peace meeting. And I said to them, then it's not about peace. And I remember I was offered media officer job, any of the national team that I like, and I didn't take it. So people should stop saying I'm not speaking because they are my people. First off, the story that came out, it's it's a wrong story. It's a false story. And the people that have ran with it, first, I saw that Dino Melaye tweet on the matter, and it just confirmed how doomed we are in Nigeria, that this kind of a person was in the National Assembly, was among people who were making laws. It's foolish. There is nowhere in the world you can build a stadium like that stadium in Kenya with $1.2 million. Let's first understand that. $1.2 million. There is no place in the world, even a club training facility anywhere in the world. The cheapest training facility that was built almost 10 years ago cost £10 million in England. So the talk of $1.2 million from FIFA building that stadium in Kenya is a lie. That stadium is one of the stadiums that Kenya is building to host the African Cup of Nations in 2027. And they've started that project since about 2023 or so. And their test run for whether they can host, they want to co-host with Tanzania and Uganda. It's what they did with the CHAN. So they want to take it to the AFCON and also host the AFCON, which is a bigger tournament. Those are the facts. And the fact that Nigerians believe that 1.2 million, not all Nigerians, but many Nigerians believe that 1.2 million can build that stadium, gets me worried. It gets me worried in the sense that we keep saying we're giant of Africa, we are a footballing nation. There's some basic information that we all should know. All the stadiums of the clubs that you support abroad, how many of them did they build with $5 million or £5 million? Not to talk of $1.2 million. For crying out loud sake, there are certain things that are not possible. Somebody comes to you now and say, I bought a Ferrari for maybe 5 million naira. You tell the person congratulations. You know that the person, that's a criminal talk. Either the person stole it or the person is lying, right? But for here once one person posted thing, and this video has nothing to do with trying to defend the NFF of corruption. But like I've always said, I will never accuse people without having facts in my hands. Because when they now take you to court to come and defend it, not only are you going to tarnish the image that you spent years building, you're going to be foolish in all sense of the word. Okay? So sometimes let's really look at the things, even if you want to use a layman understanding. Uh uh there should be some thinking like, okay, wait, this person have said this thing, but is it possible? You can just go to Google. You can even what's that thing there, chat GPT, and say, can you build a stadium, a proper football stadium with $1.2 million in 2020, 2021, just within this time frame, and then see the response. Then you cannot jump on the comment. You can say, okay, I don't want to jump on it, I don't want to talk about it. And for those who keep coming to me that, Edafe, you need to do a proper deep dive, there is nothing wrong with that request. I'm not saying your request is wrong, but try and understand one thing. To do a deep dive, I need to at least minimum, right, travel either with my producer, or okay, I have some people in Abuja, so I can hire cameramen, production team of 2 or 3 to go to the NFF office and the GS and all that and interview them, get them, to reveal their books, how much FIFA has given to them in the last 10 or so years, what they have spent it on. I can do that. There's nothing wrong with that request. But what is wrong with the way you guys are doing it is go and do it now, 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 now. My people, in this economy, I did a calculation the other day. Let me show you something. I was trying to buy the cheapest tickets to go to Abuja on Monday. And first of all, you have to understand that you are going to interview people that have seen you criticize them many times. You need to book an appointment with them that I'm coming to do an interview. They are not going to be friendly. They are going to be very hostile to you. They are going to look at you as one of the enemies. And you have to pull all the strings you can pull. You want to interview NFF president. Ask yourself, how many times since the NFF president came into power has he granted interviews? So he's not an interview loving guy. You want to interview the general secretary. That guy has been there for over 10 years. I can tell you for free that he has not done more than 4 interviews in 10 years. You want to tell that person, okay, they come ask you questions. And then these are not questions that promote them. These are questions that are most likely going to expose them and put them in bad light. You think that they will just say, oh yeah, begin fly, come, we're waiting for you. No. Again, they have their own activities. This week, for instance, the national women's team played the qualifiers with Benin in Abeokuta. It means that the NFF major will be doing, officials will be doing their work here. Then they have their running around. Nigeria is going for the playoff in Morocco. They'll be doing their running around. So if you call them and say, oh, God, I want to come and do interview, one, it is their prerogative to say, I want to do them or I don't want to do them. So for those people who say, oh, that is keeping quiet because they are feeding, I don't understand why you people always think that that is the default setting. All of those things needs to be put into consideration. Then, now let's talk about costs. Flight from Lagos to Abuja and back, depending on the time you book. Just flight to Abuja as at yesterday was about 210,000 naira. So I had to, try to book for next week. That brought it down to 168,000 naira. That's just going. And then there's going to be the coming back. Since I didn't book a return ticket, because I don't know when they will agree to sit with me, it means I have to wait again. So let's just cap it at 200,000. 168, 2,368,000 naira. It's not like it's a content that will give me 1 million views. Oh, good. I don't even know what the comments, the response will be. That's one. So that's 300 and something. Let's just put it at 4. So if I'm going to stay 1 week, let me look for a cheap hotel. 1 night, 50,000. Multiply that by 7. That's 350,000 naira. Plus let's say the flight, logistic, Uber from here to the airport to town. Let's just put everything first, back and forth, at 400,000 naira, approximately 400,000. I've not even calculated the Uber to the airport and Uber to my house. Okay, but let's put everything at 500,000. That one is 500,000. Accommodation is 350,000. That's about 850,000. Then the people that will work with me in Abuja. Last time I was in Abuja to interview Siasia, Iguavon, and a few other guys for a project that somebody else is doing, per day they charged me 300,000. That's equipment rental and their work. Per day they charged me 300,000, and that's because I have worked with them when I was producing the league, so they gave me discount. So let's say for this work, the way understanding the NFF and the way they go, let's go with that 300,000 per day. I'm going to need them to work for 3 days. That's 900,000. 900,000 plus 850,000 naira will become 1.750. 1,750,000 naira. Hold on, it's not done. If I choose to fly from Abuja to Birni Kebbi, who have only 2 flights per week going and coming, it costs 250K from Lagos to Birni Kebbi because there are not too many airlines go there, so there's no competition. They fix their price. So going 250, or let's put it at 2,000. Let's even be moderate. Going 200, coming back 200. That's 400 plus this. That's 2.150, right? I'm going somewhere with this. Then I will come back to Lagos. I will try to track Amaju down and interview Amaju, because this whole thing started with Amaju, not even this NFF. Now, I will track Amaju down. If you've ever tried to interview Amaju, you know how difficult it is. Me and Amaju were childhood friends. We grew up together. He's older than me, but we grew up in the same neighborhood. We are buddies, right? But even me to see Amaju is hard, like harder than hard. So that's another part of the story. I will not try to get Amaju. Then the company that did, it said I should increase volume. I don't know what that means. So, can you hear me? Am I clear enough? So the company that did the stadium, Money Mitchell, I would also have to go sit down with Money Mitchell. Now try and understand that all these people are not obligated in any way to agree to do an interview with me. Yeah? None of them is obligated to say, yeah, I want to sit down with you, I want to do an interview with you. No, they are not. But based on, say, I be OG, some of them feel just say nice to me. So, oh, Edafe, let's do. But don't forget that Edafe is regarded within the sports administrative circle as a troublemaker. You understand me? I'm not one of their guys. I'm not one of their the guys in their good book. I'm not the eye service guy. So I'm not one person that they would be obligated to do a favor to. But I will push. And then I would also interview the chairman of the committee that awarded those contracts. Remember, they are no longer in the NFF. They've gone somewhere. They've left. There's a new board. I will go and look for that one. And then I would also need to, even though we know the fact is out there, I will also need to do a Zoom call to the Kenya Football Federation. I would also try, which is like the hardest part, I would also try to speak to a FIFA person to validate whatever NFF would tell me, because now we don't trust them. I can't take their word. I have reached out to FIFA, and they've told me that they need over the top clearance to speak to media, because they don't speak to anybody. FIFA only do their own media, and the people in charge of releasing the FIFA forward money do not speak to any media. Like, they told me clearly that for that to happen, I must get my FA to write to FIFA. This is almost not going to happen, but I am pushing on that button. Now, so for those of you who keep, oh, that is not talking to them because they are his people, he's eating from them, I think it's a bit unfair. It's a bit unfair. I have been in this industry for 21 years. In that 21 years, I have not gotten one appointment from the FA. I have never flown on the same plane with any national team. So where these people are my people, my friend, my childhood friend was NFF president for 8 years. 8 years. I did not benefit something as simple as help me get accreditation. I did not get. I did not, like, help me talk to CAF people or FIFA people to help me with accreditation, or help me with activation of channel, media channel. I not get. I never got one. Why am I saying that? I have created a brand for myself that I will never ask administrators or politicians for favor in Nigeria and beyond. You know why? They will use you. The day you try them, they go use you. The day somebody is criticizing them in public, they will call you. You are they give money. Why? You not go speak up. That's, I have seen that happen from the days of famous Adamu back in the day. Again, this whole idea of if you no speak, it means say you did people payroll. No. If you watch a match and the match does not go well, you can analyze it based on the fact of what you watch. But you see, when money is involved and you have to speak, first off, you need to get your facts. Because Nigeria na yeye country, no means say everybody go see they do anyhow. Especially you that always come out as a critic, you should also do things that are legal, things that are right by the law. So there's freedom of information, but there's also consequence to misinformation. There is wrong and there is right. Because we all believe that, oh, the NFF is a corrupt organization, and I stand on that. There is gross malfeasance, gross malpractice, incompetence of the highest order. This video self put me for trouble. These people who watch this video now, they not go agree give me interviews. But let's put that to rest. Now, for those of you now who is not speaking because it's on their payroll, I think you guys need to tune that down. You guys need to tune that down. I'm not afraid of blackmailing or blackballing, as they call it. Oh, you know, if you do this, they will blackball you. I have been blackballed since the very day I came into media, because I came in as a bad boy. Remember, for 8 years, my name was what? Mr. Controversial. That wasn't a compliment. Mr. Controversial wasn't a compliment. It was the fact that, oh, he's always jumping into controversial issues. It's always trying to attack everybody. That was how that name came up, right? Before I changed to Elegbete, which happens to be my father's title, you understand? My father's chief testing title, it was the Elegbete of Alaja, it was the Elegbete of Udu Kingdom before he died. And then he moved on to his brother, the late Chief Sido. But one of the things that you need to understand is people like me do not get favors from administrators. Yeah? Because in the words of Victor Sime, we get coconut head. We need agree for anybody. And because of us, they bring that payoff line, no agree for anybody last year. Bottom line, it doesn't mean I won't make my efforts. I mean, I bought ticket already. I'm going to Abuja on Monday. I could still get to Abuja and Guso would tell me, I don't want to speak with you. The Secretary General would tell me, I don't want to speak with you. I don't want to have a conversation on this matter. We have been invited by the Senate to come and speak, and we will speak there. There is nothing I can do. Honestly speaking, it's not the right thing. They are supposed to be willing to speak, but knowing Nigeria the way we are, if them say, oh, but I will not go talk to you, we not In short, we don't know you. We don't have any. Who are you to come and even probe us? Who are you to come and question us? My people are not go fit do anything. I not go fit fight them. So I thought I should take this time and, say it. Now, let me go to the Kenya stadium and the public information that is there, the information that is out there in public from Kenya, so that we understand certain things. There is no way in this world, the picture that you're seeing on the DP, the Talanta Stadium is a multi-sports arena under construction in Nairobi, Kenya. The facility is marked to host matches for the 2027 African Cup of Nations, AFCON, which Kenya will co-host alongside Tanzania and Uganda. The stadium will take at least 60,000 spectators once completed. The project is listen to this, fully funded by the Kenyan government and awarded to China Road and Bridge Corporation, CROBC. According to the Times Kenya, a local publication, just in case you don't know, Talanta Sports City Stadium will cost the taxpayers 44.7 billion shillings, estimated to be around $344.5 million. How is this money, FIFA forward project money, how is this money 1.2 million? Only Peter Obi, what's it called? Dino Melaye, not Peter Obi. Dino Melaye, and all the people who created that line of story can explain. I don't know where they got their information from, but this is the fact from Kenya. The project cost was revealed in a document presented in April before the country's Legislative Committee on Sports and Culture by Soipan Tuya, a cabinet secretary. Why am I putting this out? I do not understand where Nigerians got all that. Oh, the video is gone. Sorry. I think the video is back. I do not understand where Nigerians got all that. That stadium price in Kenya is $344.7 million. That's the cost. And it's 100% funded by the Kenyan government. So the people, when I saw one of my friend, my former colleague, put it together, I reached out to him and said, bros, you are bigger than this. You are bigger than this. But if this is what you choose to put out for your brand and you're not bothered, well, it's not a problem. But I think that common sense, I mean, it gives a lot of people orgasm to try to pull Nigeria down. It's the sweetest thing to do. As a matter of fact, right now, to be a national hero is to just carry a negative story about Nigeria. Once you raise a negative story about Nigeria, you're a national hero. But we can't do it by telling lies. That's the one that I will not do. So for those of you who are on me, oh, my friend from India, how are you? For those of you who are on me to do this, you already see what the costs of doing this. And I didn't even finish it because if I go to Warri, I will still stay in a hotel. Maybe it might take me 5 days. I will go by boat, take the risk of traveling by boat to Borodi. And then, all these things I'm talking about, the money that you will set to area boys, I did not even put it into the calculation. But all of that, you should bear in mind, will be there. So, plus or minus, and the inconveniences, the feeding, we're looking at 3 million naira. For somebody who's looking for 80 million to go to AFCON, who's asking for support here and there, to go spend 3 million for a story that, even when the story now comes out, there are people who will sit in their house, watch it, and take their phone. They pay you to do this story. This story is a cover-up. This story is not true. I don't believe this story. There are a lot of people that will do that. So try and understand that because we do not speak instantly the way you want, does not necessarily mean that, oh, we're not concerned about this. But as a human being, if you're sensible, you would calculate the costs. And even the Bible says, what man will build a house without first calculating the cost? What man will go to war without first calculating the army that is got against the opposition. So before we attack people, ask for, oh, you must go and do this, you must do that. Ask yourself, what is the cost? And what is the inherent benefits of it? What's the profit of doing it? Will I do it? Yes, I will. I've committed myself to want to do it. And a few other questions that I have in mind that I want to ask. Let me even ask the questions. This is the opportunity to ask the questions. But please, uh let's let's be understanding. Let's also use what I classify as common sense to ask, because again, if you are a foreigner, you're not a Nigerian, you're reading on the internet and you see that Nigerians believe that that stadium in Kenya can be built with $1.2 million. Do you not think that apart from calling the NFF, whatever names we're calling them, they will also look at us like, man, Nigerians are freaking ignorant people? Yes, because that's the feeling. Like, who in this world would even believe that 1.2 million can build such a stadium? How much? Like, I don't understand. I keep wondering, like, when I talk say Nigeria not get football culture, people don't understand. Like, we don't know anything about football. But when you say it, oh, no, that is rude, this is nothing people. No, that's not it. So that's my case. Anybody who still think you have another thing, you can ask questions, I would answer. Let me read some of the comments that have been on the ground, okay, so that it doesn't come across like I just abandoned everybody. Akane Michael 3382 says Nigerians that believe Buhari died in 2019 and was replaced with one Jubri from Sudan. That's another. Please cut me out of that conversation, because that conversation is still getting me to laugh most time. Kiki Pastor say new sub, love your round face and accent. Okay, thank you so much. I'm honored, but this round face has been taken by somebody. Accent. Do I have accent? Okay, I have a Nigerian be worry boy, so I must have worry accent. So give me a chance. Uh, Ayib Global Engineering Service. So the truth is that Nigerians has been programmed in such a way that we jump on breaking news instantly. There is one. After the truth comes out, it gradually goes down without anyone knowing it exists. Facts. Uh, when I started in 2017, I remember telling my team that breaking news is not good, because in my 13 years plus in Brilla, I saw a lot of retraction, a lot of, oh, we're sorry. I'm like, I grew up not knowing how to say I'm sorry. And don't misinterpret it that, oh, this guy is proud. No. It's the fact that my mom would say it is better to do the things right at, at the first take than to make mistake and be saying you are sorry, because I'm sorry is a sign of incompetence. So I told my team, this whole idea of saying I'm sorry, it's not something we should do. We should be sure of the story. I was on radio, we did a show about the death of a boxer, Okorodudu, and it was a big deal. Well, everybody was sending RIP message on the show. It wasn't me, it was the chairman that did the show, that weekend show. And everybody, on Monday morning, the guy drive with his sister come our studio. So I don't kill me now. I'm gonna raise money for my burial. It was a it was my early days. This was like 2005, yeah. And I learned that day that breaking news, I'm not getting involved. I don't want to have an opinion until an official statement is out. I'm not they talk anything. If you follow they say this person don't die, you or that thing don't happen. No, no worry. I would touch on it later. Breaking news is not my thing, unless it's a live event that we're all watching, like matches. But breaking news, I'm not the Shaibu died. No, I was the last to talk about it. This will happen. No. The family have not put out an official statement. Credible sources for the family have not put out an official statement. And me won't go jump on them. No, I don't jump on breaking story. Toshi Olema, they say, I tell people media war in this era of social media is just like a nuclear war. The way false narration spread like wildfire is crazy. My brother, I did tell you. Sometimes me at the shame. At the shame. Then when I now see people jumping on it, like when I hear some people say FIFA gave us 25 million. And I'm like, FIFA. For winning the World Cup, if you win the World Cup, how much FIFA will give you? For FIFA tonight, I'll give you project money 25 million. If you play at the World Cup, which is FIFA's biggest event, that's FIFA's cash event, is that now they are golden goose with that. If you win them, how much they go give you? Where they'll give you just give 25 million like that. But you ask a question, say, come, where be the source of they'll attack you? Oh, NFF don't pay you, this one don't pay you. Okay. I'm sitting, I'm watching. I will still do my part. I made a promise. Ayib Global Engineering Services says, I beg, it's where we meet ourselves. The same people calling for the interview will be the same people that will still come out to say what they consign them for there. If there is any, God forbid, issue comes out. I mean, they tell you. You understand? The people telling you, you can't even give opinion. You're keep quiet because there are people. If I come out and say NFF, they are thieves, they are this, they are that. I don't get fact to back them. NFF now decided, okay, let's use one person to show a lesson, to prove a point. Let's teach one person a lesson. And then the time now come, and then they decide, Edafe, we're suing you to court. We serve you, the bailiff come and they serve me a writ, and then I had to go to court to go and defend myself. What am I going to say? I yes say somebody talk see for online. At the age, December, I'll be 48 years. What is my 13-year-old son, my 11-year-old daughter, my 6-year-old son? What would they say to me? Like, that is so you don't even have sense. You can't confirm story, and you, with all your years of experience, that's because if they arrest me now and I'm going to court, I'm going to inconvenience them, inconvenience my wife, my friends, and my family. We say you didn't get sense, so you don't even get sense. You don't even have sense. Wow, you forehand though. Then the people who are pushing you to say go and do this, go and do that, will not give you transport, will not give you money for a hotel room, will not pay you anything. They'll not see, they will still be the one come online and say, man, that you too much. Everything I they want put him out. So you too know. See, and I don't put this out. You understand? So sometimes we should understand that not every story you jump into. Some stories you do the right thing, and in doing the right thing, it might take time. It might take time, right? FM6 say, please increase volume. Okay, I think I've done that. I've passed that place. Ayib Global Engineering Services says, anyone that needs information about the story can go and make inquiry by themselves or believe whatever story they want to believe on. No matter how it is, it will surely still come out to light. Tosilema, they say that for the critic, well done, bro. Thank you very much. Freedom after information is not guaranteed in Nigeria. It's not only in Nigeria, anywhere in the world. It's not guaranteed. That is freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Not go give fake story. Fake story. Sometimes people will look at you. If you not really matter in the scheme of things, they're not going to sue you to court. This one. They'll say, I believe that one. But you see, Edafe that is regarded as a troublemaker, as a critic. Let's deal with this one. If we deal with this one, other people go fear. But one upcoming guy say no. If you arrest this one or you cannot go court now, you will make him popular. That's the way it works. Even in America, they prosecute nobody. So if you be somebody where we say, look at the PDD case, the way they take the matter, you would think that at the end of the day they will sentence them to death. No, but it's a big brand. Those are the kind of people they want to touch. Like people do everything they accuse PDD of, lesser people. But they'll keep quiet about it, no matter. And in every society, it's like that. Well, this Edafe, let's deal with him. Let's shut him up because you shut Edafe up. You practically shut him. Everybody that is below me, that looks up to me, that wants to be like me, they'll not be afraid. But some other people, nobody fucking know them. I'm sorry, nobody know them. So this one, if you go touch this one, will make them popular, right? That's why even us when they do social media, some people go insult you, you just come out, you just either block them or delete the comment and move on. Because they're not worth it. If you reply them, you're practically making them a lot more popular. Right? Ayib Global Engineering Services says, even though it's normal to ask for accountability, has anyone so far heard their street chairman, even a state chairman, not the street, for one, that is the easiest and closest. Now, social media thing, they always jump into once it is viral. I did tell you, brother. I did tell you. Coderson says, I'm from India. I is India. Taiwo Okunade 6194 said, I can understand the views from the critics. The government and sports administrators have dived so deep into extreme corruption. My own is the word extreme corruption. Can you prove it? Because corruption not be just language. Look at EFCC, an organization, an institution that is empowered to prove corruption and send people to jail. Do you know how hard it is for them to even arrest somebody and prove corruption? You know how many people they say, oh, this one 10 billion, 200 billion, 500 billion. But we know the feel they prove them. These are people who have the funding, the constitutional backing, national, everything, government behind them. Now me will be journalists, why are they here? Trying to build a brand. Now me go Congo prove corruption. And then you now find out at the end of the day, the thing that you are trying to prove as corruption, you don't even get your own facts. You can't even defend what you're saying. Nigerians just want you to go and insult people. Insult people, say you get the backing to do them, the thing where you they talk, so you feel prove them. That because that's the side. If I come now and say, Taiwo, you are a thief or you are a rapist, and you get angry enough to arrest me and say, okay, let's go to court. Let me go for defamation of character. I have defamed you, and that has cost you a lot. You sue me first. Punitive measures, they should give you 1 billion. Let's just say 1 billion naira. And then I should also prove that you are a rapist. And I say, I just hear from somewhere. Not be jail at the go so. Yeah, think about that for a minute. It's important for us to put all those in perspective when we are throwing these accusations. Accusations without fact to back it up. Now you come become the bad person. Oh. Ayib Global Engineering Services says the truth is that Dino Melaye fans is that Dino Melaye fans do won't dare to ask where he come up with his information. Okay, they will just jump straight to the rant immediately. They see it posted. Now, criminal will they take as heroes. I mean, I've said that before. Tosilema, they say, Baba will lose governorship election. Where they hiding? Need something to advertise him. But you know, at that level, I'm saying that if you are somebody who is elevated to the level of, seeking public office and all that, also, I've been accused of a thief many times. You should understand balancing information. You should understand, and then you have the means to actually really check and get truth. To just jump up and say things, I'm wondering like, what the hell is this? They say, imagine in the whole country only one CAF and FIFA approved stadium, $1.2 million used as at 2022. We build a 5K seater stadium because the purchasing power was high. Another ignorant person passing the wrong information. Here, this is how we mislead people. In 2000, in the year 2000, there is nowhere you can use $1.2 million to build a 5K stadium. A good example is Onikon Stadium. How much do you think it costs to build Onikon Stadium? How not even they think this thing safe? How not really they think this thing say football stadium na cheap article? You cannot. I repeat, you cannot. 2014, Man City built a training facility for £10 million. £10 million. Man City. Is that corruption too? So a training facility that don't have bleachers, that don't have sitting arrangement, with just training facility, just the pitch. £10 million was what it cost. 2014, oh, not be 2020. So if you tell me, please explain how $1.2 million can build a 5K capacity, 5K seater capacity stadium. Please explain it. Because these again are always the things. And the way we say with such confidence that you almost think that, oh, this person knows what he's saying. No, it's not possible. There is no stadium. As of 2003, Abuja Stadium was built with 200 and almost $280 million. So it's a big stadium. Okay, it's a big stadium. So break it down. Break it. There is nowhere. Even if you take it back to the year 2000, you cannot build a 5K seater capacity stadium with $1.2 million. It's not possible. The road where you go buy, so now the same value you see there. Now dollar exchange rate, I don't change. The cement, the workforce, the permits, the whole project, you not go fit. Nobody fits. So man will not even go. The highest it can do is to build a small training pitch, practice pitch, and all of that. That's where it ends. For cost, So let's not even to build it. If not so that they build stadium, and then again, there is no FA that I know anywhere in the world that built a stadium. Building stadium is a government responsibility. It's infrastructure. It's a government responsibility. So the reason why we don't have stadium, see, let me give you a good example because I have a little bit of experience in that space. About 10 years ago, I was called into a meeting. Fortunately, to be called into a meeting with some investors, some from Europe, some from Saudi Arabia, one from Qatar, and another one from the UAE. And they were interested in doing some things in Nigeria. I'm not going to call the Nigerian partners. And one way or the other, because of how I was able to raise money for the Samson Siasia Olympic team, about 678 million naira at the time for the qualifiers and some tournaments, some pre-tournament friendly games. I was invited in, and the role I played in us getting that Delta airline to fly us from Atlanta to Manos. And long story short, we wanted to take over the National Stadium Surulere on a concession, with government also having their own percentage in the proceeds during the period of the concession. And we started working, drawing the plan. First off, I did a drone shot of the whole area, sent it. They did a 3D impression. Wanted to build a stadium like the Tottenham Stadium. It was the same contractors, the same engineers, and everything. And when we work at the costs to knock down that stadium and build what we want to build there, a 60,000 capacity stadium, like exactly the sports stadium, and then the associate facility, the money came, this was almost 10 years ago now, the money came down to $2 billion. $2 billion. So look at the SoFi Stadium in California. $5.5 billion was what it cost. It's a stadium that was built in Boston, $2 billion. So before we say these things that we're saying, make we also try know some things. Make we try know some things. It's not, building a stadium is not cheap. It's a very, very expensive venture. It is not a cheap work. It's a very expensive venture. Ayib Global Engineering Services, now you be the man to do. He said, as Dino Melai himself can boastfully come out, he himself as saint in the course of this country predicament. Don't let us forget he's also part of the system as well, too. Proud American, too. He said, Trump, and fuck off out of this place. Tosin says, the person with plenty luxury cars but no viable source of income. FM Sing say, nice car interior. Thank you very much. Billy Joseph Ugochukwu all the way from Canada. I say good afternoon, Lebete. Good afternoon to you. This Russian person with plenty Russian flag. Billy, Okay, deleted the message. Ayib Global Engineering Service, he say nowhere in the world, in the whole world, can a stadium be built with 1.2 million USD, except people choose to be ignorant. The breakdown can easily be done roughly. Like when I've been with people. People have called me the other day. I was in one boss's office. I was discussing, and these are people who import things into the country, and they were like, 1.2 million. This. It could build a stadium. How much? And I said, let's talk about prime real estate a bit. How much will it cost to acquire a land that would take a stadium? Let's start with that. That's the barest minimum. Then the permits. Then the engineering. Then the equipment, the caterpillars, the crane, the whole thing that you bring in. Then your rod, iron rod, your PVCs, your everything. And I was looking at them, they were looking at me, they couldn't even calculate it and arrive at something. Sometimes we just say these things, just to say it so that people think we know what we're saying. A lot of people don't know what they're saying. Taiwo Kunade 6194 say people have lost that trust in the authorities. That you are correct 100%. Like you deserve a bottle of wine for that. When I was talking to the NFF president, and I said him, I said, this your argument that you don't want to do interview. I said, listen, this interview can actually elevate you or it can destroy you. It's a chance for you to tell your story. That Nigerians, you think that there is a Nigerian out there that have faith in you, that trust you. Look at our under 17, look at our under. What you people used to hide behind is the result of the national team. Now everything is bad. Asking you to account for your stewardship, it's not a bad thing. Tell me, if I don't want to talk to you, but then say, I will talk to our own media, I will put it out there. I said, but what your media have already done has even made it worse because you guys gave a press release and you were speaking English that doesn't make sense. I said, so the advantage you have with me is that everybody know I don't like you. You also know I don't like you. And somewhere in the back of your heart, you also don't like me. So let's not pretend about this. But I sit with you because it happens everywhere. People who don't like Trump also interviewing. People who don't like Obama. So don't always look for people who like you. People who do rank adedesa. People who will bow down to you to talk. The fact that you are even agreeing to sit with me and talk to me would give you a little bit of respect from certain people. It happened with Shehu Diko. I was hammering Shehu Diko here and there, back and forth. And when the man called me and said he wants to do an interview with me, first off, I was taken aback. Shehu Diko, LMC chairman, yeah, we're always fighting each other. And then we did the interview. It was a 2-hour interview. Even journalists, I remember Andrew Randa called me and said, how did you convince my Oga to do interview with you? I said, I didn't convince him. I didn't convince him. I was on my own. He was the one that convinced me that we need to do interview. And we did a Zoom interview. That raised his credibility level up because people now understood what he was dealing with. Even me, I felt for him and I told him, I said, I don't apologize for criticizing you because you run the league like it's a court. Nobody knows anything. So I'm speaking from what I see. And even with all these things you're explaining, the league is still not working well. So I do not apologize. But what I now do is that not knowing what you're dealing with, I empathize with you. I feel for you. I will still promote the league as I've always done. I will still support the league as I've always done. But I think you should do this, you should do this. And that's when he started doing the MPFF TV. It's just that funding didn't come true, right? But then he also exposed a few things that are continuously the problem of Nigerian football. So I told him, I said, look, if you do interview with me, not go give me 1 million subscribers. No, it wouldn't. You're not commercially viable to the ecosystem. People don't like you. They might even think that I've collected money from you. I'm going to spend my own money and my own time, my own resources. My children are on midterm break. I'm supposed to be playing with them, hanging around them. That's my greatest work. But I'm going to come to Abuja. Now me go pay for my own accommodation. Now me go pay for my flight. Now me go pay for my feeding. You're not going to add value to me. You do that interview, I go. He might come out and he got only 50 views. It's useless to me. 3 million plus have gone. But because I have a community, an audience that wants to know, I'll talk to them. So that's the way it is. And like my brother said, nobody believe the NFS for anything that they say or do. My brother, Walking Gold, my sister, let's be honest. In a place like Kebbi State, that stadium that the NFF built there is far below $600K. How do you prove it? How do you prove it? The people that you hire, maybe they are from Lagos or they are from Abuja, they will move their workers there. You know what it costs them the time? Then the security arrangement, the whole security that people are dealing with. Use the back door. Use the back door. The whole security that they are dealing with. Have you talked about that for a minute? It's open. Have you thought about that? Because to throw number easy, to throw number easy. Now to verify that number and make it align with work done. Now there be the problem. Now there be the problem. Don't forget that. Come close the door. Don't forget that you would still have to pay. Close the back door. Close the back door. You will still have to pay consultancy and all the things, get approval and the rest. So you might be right. I'm not there. This also is part of the reason why I want to go do the interview. Go to where to? Sorry, dear. Sorry, my love. Sorry, that's Mrs. Idafi. Mrs. Idafi is not here. I'll still wrap up. It's a 1 hour thing I'm doing. So, to verify that is probably one of the reasons why I want to go do this interview. So that I check the numbers. And I would also look for an engineering company, an organization that have built a facility like that. And I'll tell them to do costing for me based on the time. So it was done in 2000 or 2001, 2002, 2003. Do a costing, retro costing. Let's align the figures. But what I always say, when I was producing the Nigerian League, 2022, 2023, I remember clearly when I put in the budget for the game in Jos, it came down to 68 million naira. 68 million naira. How much I will pay my workers, cost of flight at the time, accommodation. In that 68 million naira, the GTI refused to pay 68 million. I went back to the team, the people that I've contacted to work. They were also passionate about the work. And we started cutting prices, cutting costs, cutting everything. And we cut down and it came down to 35 million naira, right? We also dropped some people, tried to get people from different places. Hold on. Now, when we finished that game, we now realized that the next game in Jaws, we couldn't even manage to use that same numbers. We had to go up because prices, things are changing every day. Cost of flight, everything are changing every day. So when we put these numbers, we should also be very careful. Now, one of the things I was accused of when I produced the league was that why would I be flying cameramen and all these? They're supposed to take night bus. They're supposed to take bus to Jos, like on Thursday. But guess what? What people did not understand, the people that were accusing me, that was saying that I was putting bogus bill, did not understand that there was no running contract that said, oh, you have 10 or 20 games to do. It was always when their intended customers, the super sports people, the other teams are engaged. And then that weekend, they will not call me on a Thursday night. All right, if you're doing this game on Sunday, you will send invoice on Thursday night. By Friday, it gets to them. They've not approved. Money has not been paid. Idafe will not have to call Alibaba, call Timida Kolo, call Bovi, and the rest. That's Idafe. Imagine another person that does not have anybody to call. He will go to the bank within that short time.